All right, this is on the final. So if you're not taking notes now, you should be. Dan Turrentine has a view of burning of political capital that's different than mine. Dan's belief is you use it, you burn it down, it dissipates. My view is if Trump uses his quote unquote political capital to pass the first reconciliation bill with border, defense, and energy in it, his political capital will grow because they'll sell it as a big victory and he'll have more political capital rather than less. Dan, do you want to annotate that? Because it is on the final, so people should understand.
Sure.
Your
Look, maybe, but here's the thing. Each of the things you just mentioned will likely that there will be compromises. It won't be pure. You're already hearing some people on the base saying, why is Trump only talking about rounding up the illegals who are criminals? What about all 20 million people that we talked about? Like, why isn't anyone still focused on that? So he will likely have to kind of shave and sand even the three things that he talked about. But let's say a best case scenario, it all goes through. To your point, Mark, he gets credit. Then we have the debt ceiling. Then he's going to have to start begging people and cutting deals with members to keep them on board. I just think there's no way to not govern and burn capital down because you're just constantly having to make deals and sacrifices. And at some point, people start to say, enough. I'm not willing to play ball with you. And I think if that second reconciliation stretches into next spring, it just gets harder and harder.
Sean, are you more from the Turrentine school or the Halpern school on Trump's capital next year?
I think it depends. If this thing, if how that, I mean, your point, I think is right. If they come out of reconciliation one with people saying great, good things about it, if the media and the Democrats have done a good job branding it as a bad thing, he'll have lost capital. If they walk out of that like, hey, we cut government, we did the following, blah 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 blah, then you're right. But I think there's an X factor how it goes down.